Hutton Orbital Radio, where old jokes never die. Hutton Orbital Radio, the only radio station to give you time off for good behaviour.
There's a lot going on today. It's Bubble-wide Family Day, so the radio crew are observing the day with a bit of bickering on the way to the studio. Rudolph Hooker has just threatened to turn the little yellow bus around and take everyone back to their accommodation or detention blocks if they don't settle down. Pan-Galactic Kangaroo Day is always popular, but at Hutton you have to watch what people are stuffing in their pouches. It's Vascular Birthmarks Day, so time to show your colours if you have them. Today is also Intergalactic Stocking Day, so the kids from St Psycho Cow's Primary School celebrated by putting some of their heads and rubbing the off-licence on the lower rotunda. Surrounded by Hutton security and with the baying quacks of Momus bog spaniels in the background, they decided to drink as much as they could before being grabbed by the force. The last thing they saw as oblivion beckoned was an approaching officer lifting a loud hailer to his mouth and saying,
"Our mics are live!" Welcome and good evening. I'm Rudolph Hooker, and I'm wearing a very fetching boater for Straw Hat Day.
I'm Wilma Fingerdew. It's Galactic Notebook Day as well. So I've got a brand new notebook, and you're all going on the list.
I'm Norma Snockers, and it's Intergalactic Chocolate Chip Day, so I've been dipping chips into chocolate.
I'm Mike Rochburns, and I'm celebrating National Caesar Day by wearing a toga and drinking Canada's national drink.
I'm Sandy Gravis, and I wish it was Interplanetary Eye Bleach Day, because that's not how you're supposed to wear a toga, Mike.
I'm Muir Harkness, and I forgot to give himself a line.
Well, right, okay, let's get to the headlines before he goes all Julius Caesar and invades, I don't know, B-Deck or something. Big Bad Bung in Federation comes under scrutiny.
You're not supposed to use limpets like that, say experts.
The latest fashion from Eddie Lee Wise and Sons, plus his daughters.
A wee little robbery causes show snack panic.
There are concerns that the CG might not be as new as publicised.
Galaxy does not go boom.
Compact and bijou, this week's potted BGS bit.
News this week that Federal President Jerome Archer has taken delivery of a fully engineered, custom-fitted Saud-Kruger beluga liner, raising questions about propriety, policy, and whether the President's avowed preference for pragmatism now includes onboard spa treatments. The vessel, named Godu-1, was presented by a coalition of interstellar leisure and tourism stakeholders, a group not formally aligned with the Federation. Although officially recorded as a gift to the office of the President, precedent suggests that the ship is unlikely to remain with the office once Archer is no longer occupying it. Outgoing presidents are traditionally allowed to take personal items with them, including furniture, cutlery, and the executive jacuzzi. Valued at close to 1 billion credits, Godu-1 includes long-range capability, high-end defensive systems, and a selection of executive furnishings reportedly chosen from a catalogue described as unapologetically plush. While Archer has long styled himself as a practical, no-frills leader committed to getting out among the people, this particular transport arrangement includes velvet acoustic panels and a multi-environment wine vault. Archer's team insists the ship will support strategic visibility and diplomatic reach. Critics suggest that it may instead support a refrigerated canapé trolley. The manufacturer, Saud-Kruger, confirmed the vessel's construction and compliance with civilian regulations, while declining to comment on any political ramifications. The President's office has likewise stated that a recent and substantial reduction in tariffs on imported Saud-Kruger vessels throughout federal space is absolutely nothing to do with this particular gift. Not everyone is convinced. Opposition figures within Congress have questioned the optics of accepting a high-value asset from a non-aligned manufacturer, particularly when that manufacturer may now enjoy improved market access. Ethics oversight bodies are said to be monitoring the situation, which historically indicates a comfortable chair and a long lunch. Meanwhile, Core Dynamics, long-time supplier of presidential transport and builder of the Federation's Farragut-class battle fleet, issued a brief statement.
We wish the President all the best with his new ride.
It read,
And good luck with that when the next Thargoid invasion hits. The only thing that presidential bung is good for is stopping him shitting himself when he realises how poorly armed the beluga actually is when the Empire attacks.
Military analysts have noticed that while Godu-1 is fitted with basic defences, it is unlikely to survive sustained contact with anything larger than a Type 7 pilot with a grudge. Nonetheless, the President appears unfazed and was last seen boarding the ship for a fact-finding tour of resort facilities in the Pleiades. Public response has been tepid. Some Federation citizens admire the President's commitment to visibility. Others have pointed out that visibility is easier to achieve when arriving in something that registers as a minor celestial body on local scanners.
Following a recent update to their navigational subroutines, collector limpets now officially designated Mark 1.1 have been enjoying something of a renaissance in spacefaring circles. With improved CDR, collection death ratio, statistics, and enhanced reliability around asteroid debris, shipwreck clutter, and the angular rear fins of Type 10s, the drones have been hailed as vastly less explodey by users across the bubble. However, a growing number of reports reaching Shinrarta Desra suggest that Mark II's newfound competence may have its limits, namely planetary surfaces. Pilots engaged in surface material gathering from so-called brain trees, crystal shards, and other semi-botanical geological anomalies are finding that the newly upgraded limpets are encountering a rather firm boundary between collection and detonation. The Pilots Federation is now believed to be investigating a spat of what are being formally classified as drone-to-surface interactions of the destructive kind. Commanders operating near high-G environments, who have grown accustomed to filling their bins via remote limpetry, are now experiencing a return to more traditional methods, namely driving around in a Scarab-class surface reconnaissance vehicle and bumping into things manually. While the Mark II limpets continue to perform admirably in space, their enthusiasm for surface contact appears undiminished by caution, resulting in behavior described by one affected pilot as aerial yeet, followed by spontaneous component redistribution. The Pilots Federation has not yet issued a formal statement. It remains unclear whether this change is deliberate. Some suggest the drones were never intended for planetary use, citing their distinct lack of a landing gear. Others point to possible commercial pressures, following complaints from certain engineers that they were too busy now that materials could be gathered without customary rituals of SRV deployment, surface skidding, and that one bit where you drive off a cliff while checking your material inventory. Economic impacts have also been noted. Administrators at Dav's Hope and Dom's Corner, once thriving hubs of surface material acquisition, have reported sharp declines in visitor numbers, attributing the slump to material tourism erosion, brought about by the rise of planetary limpet usage. One internal memo blames a popular GalTube demonstration, in which a commander managed to clear an entire geological site in 7 minutes, accompanied by an upbeat synth track and several iconic hashtags. In the meantime, planetary gatherers are advised to revert to old methods. SRV drivers, previously relegated to backup duty, are reportedly enjoying a minor resurgence in relevance.
Eddie Lee Wise, proprietor of Eddie Lee Wise and Sons, plus his daughters, master tailor of Lave Station and purveyor of galactic formal wear with Bounce, has issued a public critique of current fleet carrier crew uniforms, describing them as
a disgrace to cloth, taste, and anyone with eyes.
Speaking from the shop floor of his orbital atelier, flanked by bolts of improbably luminous fabric and a rotating mannequin that appeared to be weeping, Eddie pulled no punches.
It's all greys, dark greys, middling greys, and that odd blue they use when they've run out of proper dye. I've seen better colour palettes on a rusty Sidewinder.
He went on to accuse current uniform design of
violating both taste and tailoring.
adding,
It's not that they're uniforms, it's that they're uniformly drab. You could walk past full bridge crew and not notice a thing, except perhaps the smell of synthetic fibre and depression.
long-time resident of Lave Station and self-described soft goods visionary, Eddie's tailoring enterprise is a staple of local commerce. His clientele includes minor celebrities, 3 disgraced admirals, and 1 unidentified member of the Pilots Federation Council with strong views on lapels. He claims to be the only tailor within 40 light years to offer fully pressure-rated brocade and adjustable waistlines that don't scream retired ensign.
Barb says they're dull. Ken, though, says they make people's backsides look like they've surrendered, and I agree with both of them.
He added, gesturing to a rail of prototype replacements, which included a sequined captain's jacket and a jumpsuit with tassels for ceremonial purposes only. When asked about pricing, Eddie was refreshingly direct.
Well, we're not talking billions, just a few thousand arcs. You can't buy dignity, but you can hire it in 3 colours and 2 lengths.
He has proposed a full suite of updated uniform options, ranging from command-cut tunics in real fake velvet to morale-boosting technician overalls with inbuilt posture correction. Early designs include accents in gold trim, iridescent shoulder detailing, and some described only as the flirt collar. Fleet carrier operators interested in looking less like galley staff at a minor penal installation are encouraged to visit Eddie's establishment on Lave Station. Fittings are by appointment only,
We'll get your measurements right.
he added.
Cuff, please.
Authorities have confirmed the successful apprehension of a petty pirate this week, following the highly targeted theft of Commander Flossy's emergency snack cache from her unattended vessel. The crime occurred while her ship was parked on routine business at a planetary outpost. The hatch had been left open, reportedly just for a moment, and by the time she returned, the entire stash was gone. Among the items taken were 2 Tunnocks tea cakes, a bag of deep-fried Wotsits, still warm, and 3 cans of iron brew, known locally as juice.
The loss was more emotional than logistical.
Says Flossy.
I'd been saving that tea cake since Tuesday.
Local security logs showed no forced entry, suggesting the perpetrator had either a light touch or a background in youth theatre. Initial investigations led nowhere until analysis of sticky fingerprints on a discarded foil wrapper pointed to an individual already on several station watch lists for snack-related mischief. Tracking efforts led security teams across several systems before the culprit was finally traced to a remote settlement on Earth. In a region formerly known as North Britain, a small, rugged and largely weather-resistant territory north of the ancient containment wall once installed to prevent just such incursions.
He was caught by the Trossachs,
confirmed Constable Rory McLagan of the Sterling Orbit Enforcement Wing.
He tried to make a run for it down the glen with a tea cake in one hand and a bruised can in the other. Dented the iron brew. That'll no go down well.
The accused, whose name has not been released pending translation, is believed to have consumed one of the Wotsits during the chase. No formal charges have yet been brought, though he has been issued with a temporary ban from vending machines on all orbital facilities north of Edinburgh. Flossy is understood to have received replacement snacks, though sources say she now keeps them in a locked and shielded container marked personal, not for pilfering. No further incidents have been reported, and the matter is considered resolved. A complaint has been sent to the apology officer regarding racial stereotyping and reporting of this article in the media, but as no one was described as being a ginger or wearing tartan, the complaint was rejected. As Rory put it,
I'm just glad there's no been a murder.
Reports have emerged this week that the community goal rewards handed out at RIA's Resilience were delivered in a less than pristine state. Commanders collecting their pre-engineered abrasion blasters discovered minor but definite damage to their freshly awarded modules. One pilot, Commander Scoob, first raised the alarm. After docking, fully repairing, and claiming his hard-earned blasters, he noticed his ship's diagnostics still showing unresolved damage. A brief inspection in advanced maintenance revealed the source. The newly installed modules had arrived already scuffed. Damage was minimal, just 1% wear, easily fixed, but the curious part lay in the repair interface. Fix both modules from the ship menu cost 20 credits. The same job from the advanced maintenance panel came to just 2. The discrepancy has not been explained. Speculation among hangar crews point to either careless handling during delivery, improper installation by unqualified dock personnel, or perhaps a mystery saboteur who likes or dislikes for surface mining equipment. Sandy.
would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling diagnostic icons.
Noted one technician. The Pilots Federation has not commented. The station staff at RIA's Resilience maintain all modules were delivered in accordance to standard contractual scuff tolerances. Commanders collecting remaining CG rewards are advised to check their modules before launch, especially if their engineer appears to be walking or wearing a mask and walking away and says "ruh-roh" when asked about the torque settings.
Astronomers across human space have confirmed that not a single supernova event has been observed within the Milky Way since systematic record-keeping began in the 21st century. The current absence now stretches over 1,280 years, covering multiple scientific eras, 3 calendar reforms, and the rise and fall of at least one Mars-based think tank. Based on historical models and stellar population data, astrophysicists would expect to observe 2 to 3 supernovae per century in a galaxy of this size. Since the year 2025, the expected number has now reached over 30. The actual number remains 0. Professor Yvette Spungiform of the Colonia Institute for Stellar Studies described the situation as
a bit odd. You can account for variance. You can adjust for obscured regions, bad luck, and interference from background radiation. But when the margin of error is 30 exploding stars and the result is still nil, it's hard to claim the model's working.
Dr. Sim Yarkel at the Darnielle's Progress Sky Survey stated that all known supernova detection networks have been reviewed and found to be operational. Recent gravitational wave monitoring from neutron star collisions in satellite galaxies confirms external event detection remains functional.
We're seeing stellar deaths outside the galaxy. Ours just seems to be unusually restrained. It's not that they've stopped dying, it's that they're dying somewhere we can't see, or not dying at all.
Some astrophysicists have begun to speculate on more complex causes. A leading theory, currently under cautious review, suggests that prolonged and repeated fuel scooping by hyperspace-capable vessels may be altering the thermal balance of main sequence stars. Dr. Enid Krank of the Forge Council Observatory has been examining fuel consumption logs.
If you remove surface hydrogen continuously over millennia, it's plausible that core evolution could slow down. We're not saying limpets are killing stars, but we're also not saying they aren't.
Others have pointed to the unusually stable composition of interstellar media in key sectors. A recent paper submitted to the Kepler Vault suggested that an increase in stellar recycling via Thargoid conflict may have contributed to extended main sequence stability. The author later withdrew the claim after being shown a diagram. Cultural and economic effects have also been observed. Supernovae have long provided valuable remnant materials and navigational beacons. In their absence, salvage corporations have had to rely more heavily on shipwreck sites and belt cluster reclamation. Several observatories have closed, citing lack of activity. When asked whether the current drought could simply be a statistical anomaly, Professor Spungiform offered a long pause.
Yes, in the same way that not seeing a rain cloud for 1200 years might technically fall within the outer bounds of climate variation.
One individual, Clangor Bilgebay, continues to insist that the galaxy's uncooperative behaviour is not natural at all. A freelance theorist with a limited astronomy background and a surplus of time, Bilgebay maintains that the entire situation is evidence of a
background rendering failure in galactic simulation engine. Stars aren't exploding because they were never meant to,
he said.
It's just a background texture. Somebody forgot to switch the variable from static to dynamic. Look at the nebulae. It's all very neat. Too neat.
Scientific bodies have not responded to the claim, although one committee member reportedly referred to Bilgebay's submission as lunacy. Meanwhile, survey groups continue to monitor high-mass stars. Observation networks are being upgraded. Patrols are being dispatched to regions with known supernova candidates, in case the galaxy is simply waiting for everyone to stop watching. No conclusions have been drawn, no stars have exploded, and the galaxy, once again, has declined to comment.
Welcome to the Hutton BGS bit, where we lose our GalWeb connection and have to ask someone else to read the nonsense we write. But then the show gets cancelled, so we just use the same one and update the numbers. Except there are no numbers, for which I can only apologise. With a presence in 400 odd systems and counting, it's never easy keeping track of things in Hutton and Hutton adjacent space. So, let's start with the boom systems. Wolf 1481, Barnard Star, 36 Ophiuchi, Wolf 359, Wolf 294, and Luyton 143-23 are all experiencing booms this week. There is also an infrastructure failure in Nerenses. And, well, that's it really. So, if that's all a bit boring for you, then why not get yourself out into the colonies where things are a lot more exciting and fluid. They have droughts, famines, outbreak, civil unrest, wars and civil wars. Those are the ones where you have to shake hands with your enemy and ask them, how do you do, before shooting them. I even heard someone get bitten in the bum once. But what does it all mean? Well, I'll tell you. If you want to truck it or mission run, then do both, or either, in one of those boom systems. Maybe you could truck in food and machinery to Nerenses. If you want to shoot it when you're out, well, you're out of luck this week. Wait. Hot off the night shift presses, 10th Hawk Squadron have requested war support. So pop over to the Discord channel for details. And if you want to risk life and limb in the pursuit of adventure, then get yourself over to those off-world colonies. And that's it for this week's Hutton BGS bit.
Oh, it's nice to be back.
Oh, I'm glad that's done.
It's nice to be back. Thank you for
Yes.
was it holding the fort or just having an enforced week off last week, but
Yes.
minor crises as usual, but we're getting back to normal, just about. What is normal?
Call this normal?
Yes,
This is normal.
NFH, normal for Hutton.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just feeling a bit relaxed this week, so I have no idea what the date is anymore. Was there a Frontier live stream, or the month even?
There was no. It's the last Wednesday of every month. So
is that next week? Next week? Okay.
Yes.
Don't know what we're expecting to hear. Maybe some more about this. What is it? Vanguard stuff. Hey, maybe they're going to come up with a new segment for their show. I don't know, maybe something like a quiz, possibly.
That would be like them. That would be very, very like them, given their past track record.
Daylight robbery, you mean? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, a bit of a segue then. We're going to have another go this week, aren't we, Vulkarius?
Yes. So I did have a space facts plan for last week, but I'm postponing that because we have a full studio and an excellent opportunity to test a few little tweaks.
Now, for those of you that don't remember, was it a few weeks ago when the last Green-ish room week that we did? We have got an interactive quiz system that we're testing, which we're going to be using at ECM 16th of August Coventry this year with the audience, but also people who can't be there so they can take part remotely. So this is a remote quiz specially designed by Vulkarius for us. Some refinements after last time, but if people want to take part after our space news and word of the week and before Flossy, we're going to have a bit of a go with the quiz. Is it 10 questions again, something like that?
It's let's see, it's 9 this time.
Nine questions. Okay. Now, so people who are listening live, and by the way, if you're listening to this on the GalTube and it's not live, you can't take part. You can take part by going to a particular website and registering your name and getting ready for it. So where do they go to take part in the space quiz, Vulkarius?
You go to quiz.iniv.space.
Is that quiz.iniv.space?
That is the thing that's in the studio, but not in the actual audience chat yet. There we go.
Are you putting it? Oh, there we go. Litho's put it in there. Well, and Tales from the Rift as well.
Yeah. Yep, they're on it.
Yeah, there we go. Quiz.iniv.space. Now, it's not active yet, but if you go there, I think you can put your name in now, can't you, to get ready?
Yeah, you can, if you so choose. It's either anonymous or you can put your name in. There is a scoreboard now, so your name may be displayed. Yeah.
Yes, so if you put anything really rude, we might have to put stars against you.
The answer... If you put something rude, I will make a modification if your score also happens to be high enough. So
yes, and if the answer you think is 8,085, no, it's not, and you might get moderated. 80,085 even, yes.
Yeah, I may, if I'm allowed to show something like that once, beyond which it's it's kind of funny the one time, I suppose.
Yes, but do try and be, vaguely sensible with your answers, otherwise we're going to have to moderate you. Flossy?
Yes?
Have you got it ready? Do you want to do a test swing over there, if that's all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Ow! Why is it always me? No! Ah!
Okay, that's working. So in a bit, we're going to go to quiz.iniv.space, and we'll have a go here in the studio, and I will put something live on the screen, and keep your fingers crossed it works. It looks transparent this week, so hopefully it all works. Other than that, so welcome to the studio to, as you were saying, a very full crew. We do have, other than Vulkarius, who we've heard from, we've also got Amelia.
Hello.
And you're going to be trying a rare that money can't buy this week.
Apparently, yes.
Let's just hope it doesn't leave a sour taste in the mouth, as they say. So. Yes. We do have an apology officer. Well, we did. We don't anymore.
Oh, no. Where's he gone?
I haven't gone anywhere. I just muted myself.
I thought you passed out after being panned so hard.
No, not quite.
Right. As long as they don't catch you in the Trossachs again.
Yes.
Yep. we do have Commander Flossy.
Hello.
Jeez,
yeah. And I know you've got some CG news for us this week. Do you have any commentary, though, on these rewards turning up slightly scuffed from last week?
Well, it's the first I've heard of it, actually, so no.
Oh, there was a complaint lodged with the Pilots Federation over on the Galactic forums that, yes, they were turning up not new.
I stopped reading the forum after CG finished.
Well, it's only credits, isn't it? It's only credits. And I suppose you could spend the credits you got alongside your abrasion blaster to repair the abrasion blaster that you got.
It didn't sound like it was many credits anyway.
Well, only 1% of them, yes. Or 2, I think. Little Grey can confirm that. It was either 1 or 2%.
Well,
it was 20 credits or 2 credits.
20 credits.
Even the top 100% reward was worth a hell of a lot more than that. So
yes.
More
stop moaning, I think is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're difficult to handle. I mean, mining equipment is generally difficult to handle, Amelia, as I recall. If you don't stick your nose, don't stick your nose on the rock and pull. Well, yeah, this one you don't have to stick your nose on the rock and hit the trigger. You know, you might get it wrong or get clouted by an icy spinny thing. And we also have Lithobreaker.
Good evening.
Because you weren't, even though we weren't here as a show last week, you wouldn't have been here if we had been here, because you weren't here last week, were you?
I wouldn't have been here, so I was doubly not here.
Right, you were double bubble not here. Okay. Was whatever it was that you were doing a reasonable excuse for not being here, even though we weren't?
I was on Hollybobs in Anglesey.
Oh, very nice. I've driven around that very quickly.
Anglesey.
Well, at least
you've driven around a small part of it very quickly.
Yeah, a small part of it very quickly.
No,
back on the old circuit,
quickly,
which was...
You don't go quickly anywhere in Anglesey. Most of it's 20 mile an hour limit.
No, you do. Or that little bit by the edge where you can go round and round really quickly. Yes. But I prefer the old circuit anyway. Okay. So, if we haven't got any Frontier... Were there any updates that we missed in the last week or so as well? I know we had some server reboots and things. Sorry, shipboard system reboots.
Oh, I'm not aware of anything.
There was. It was posted on Friday by Paul Crowther.
Ooh.
So something about colonisation and high-tech economies. So they should have the right commodities. There's something about the new link system between the the colony structures.
Strong
which
links
wasn't
not working or something. Yes.
Yeah, something
around
about
ringed planets. Yeah. And also that age-old one that we reported on only a few weeks ago about carriers losing, what was it, platinum or palladium or something they were losing?
I thought it was platinum, but yes.
Yes.
If you mined it, it would go in and then it would just sort of decided that it wasn't there. The Schrodinger's platinum.
But it's gone now, or actually it's back.
You've got to be careful how you say these things, haven't you?
Yes, but yes, but the not going is gone, or maybe the not coming back is gone. Oh, you know what I mean? It's working again.
No,
properly.
I don't. I'm so confused.
My head hurts. Apology, officer. We've got a breaking update on Commander Hardy's Hutton run record.
Yes, it remains unbroken.
Oh, right, okay. And what does it break at, or not?
It's 16 minutes 52 seconds.
Okay, and that's the legit real Hutton run without doing a Vulkarius and sneakying it somehow. That's using Super Cruise Overdrive.
Yeah, that's very much a Super Cruise Overdrive. Probably wingman assisted. Luck of the draw. Mind you, they all are a bit luck of the draw. So yeah, that is the record.
Okay, well somebody's got to break it.
Yeah,
eventually.
Well, he broke the last one, so you know.
Well, he broke himself. Yeah,
he did say when we first announced it, he says he could go faster. So let's see.
It's a tough one to break.
Yeah.
That sounds good, as they say. Okay, so I suppose we'll try some space news. And we're not going to do space facts this week because we've got the quiz, but we are going to do space news. I think I've got a button for that one. I haven't programmed anything in yet, so let's just see. I'm going to hit this space news one. Somebody else put these articles in, so you can host them. Hang on a second. Here we go.
Space news.
Right. So I'll start off with the first one is about a Soviet era. They call it a spacecraft. I think it's a satellite or something that's called Cosmos with a K482. Oh no, it was a mission to Venus. It was a thing.
No, if it had been a mission to Venus, it would have been a Venera probe. The fact that its upper stage failed to actually send it to Venus means it became a Cosmos probe, because back then Russian craft were only named after they succeeded or failed, because none of them ever failed.
Yeah. Oh God, no. So this one became a Cosmos and didn't go to Venus after all, and just kind of hung about for a while.
In 4 bits.
In 4 bits, yes, in 4 bits, but 4 chunky, very healthy Soviet strongman bits.
Proper Russian engineering.
Russian engineering, yes. So they reckon it's probably fallen back into the atmosphere now. But I mean, it'd been up there for a good 50 years or so. So, you know, that's not bad. So they don't really know where it came in or where it went, but nobody screamed, so, you know.
And they can't see it anymore. So
they'll find an island one day with one person living on it, squashed under a big bit of machinery. And then they go, oh, no, it did get some. Now we know where it went. So, yeah, they don't know much, which is quite worrying. When you consider they're supposed to be monitoring this kind of stuff, this space debris and stuff, I know there's lots of it.
They only monitor it to see if it's going to hit other bits of space debris or space not debris.
And cause more space debris and things.
And they don't really care if it lands on Point Nemo and hits some poor unsuspecting dolphin in the head, which we have reported on in the past. I still think that's very mean of them.
Yes. Yeah, well, I don't know that anybody's really in control of this one.
Nope.
It's just drifted, and eventually it's degraded and fallen into the Earth's atmosphere. So there we are.
There's a couple of bits I found interesting in this story. The first one is they know exactly when, but they aren't able to work out where from that. So they know that it dropped, according to the EU Space Surveillance and Tracking Centre, SST, one fragment believed to be the lander, most likely, re-entered the atmosphere at about 6:16 GMT. That's very precise.
It's the about that's the problem. That's when they lost it on radar or when it was last tracked. So plus or minus, say, 10 minutes on that. But that's a 20-minute window, which is a quarter of an orbit.
Yeah.
Which means that, well, at that altitude, that's a quarter of an orbit.
Yeah. And it may be that most of it never made it to the surface.
But they're saying that because of the weighty heat structure, it is likely to have made it to the surface.
Probably did, yep.
Oh, okay.
But the bit I don't understand is why the parachute is likely to have degraded after X number of years in space.
It will have been irradiated for years.
Cold and vacuum.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in it to make damage.
Well, it's a parachute.
Other than the radiation.
No,
I suppose if it's made of silk, but it's going to be made of something that's going to withstand Venus.
There's vacuum that will cause vacuum welding between fibres that are not meant to be part of the same thing as each other, which will distort what shape it is. And intense cold causes anything to do strange things over time.
Yeah. And it's probably not made for silk. It's probably made for some kind of plastic, which might have photodegraded as well. So
that's
not in the 60s in Russia.
No.
It'll be silk, probably. I mean, I'm guessing there, but it'll be something simple.
Yeah. Okay. Crisp packets.
Could be.
Yeah.
Old iron brew tins.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. So, next story. How to avoid a puncture on the moon. So
use solid rubber tires.
That's one way of doing it, yes. But they're going back to the moon after half a century, although I'm sure it's more than half a century now, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's about 52, 53 years now.
Yeah. So they're sending much bigger, heavier kind of rovers this time. So some of them, I've seen some of them on the telly, some on Top Gear actually. So the idea is that they're going to have these things that are more, enclosed and things like that for people to drive about in. But one thing you can't have is a puncture, because how and who is going to go out and change a tyre? And how are you going to blow it up and all that kind of thing? So,
change my own tyres, thanks.
So Michelin, way of the famous restaurants, are looking into ways to build tough tyres that will last on the moon and Mars. And that's as far as I got.
that blue tire. That looks like it came from one of those Lego challenges. Where someone tries to make a yellow thing climb up like a Lego thing, climb up a thing of gravel. Yeah,
it's a bit like somebody did it in an Etch-a-Sketch.
So these tyres are brilliant for when you are going in a straight line. But what most people don't realise is when you turn a corner, your tyres are designed to deform and roll laterally. I'm sure David can tell us a lot more than we probably care about.
Or lots about slip angles, yeah.
Yes. So, but these tyres will have absolutely no side deformation. So the performance of them,
I don't know,
the way that they have traction will be really weird, because the US Army looked at these for a long time as well. Yeah. You can find old images of Humvees with these sort of wheels on, and you just can't do anything with them. Basically.
I know what they're saying in the article is that the tyres need to be able to deform as they go over rocks and then ping back to their original shape. Now that's fine. Like you say, going forwards and going backwards, that's fine. I don't know how that would work on turning.
Well, there's actually a comment in the chat here from somebody that the original lunar rover used wire mesh tyres, and we're going to upgrade that one. It actually used piano wire.
Yes, in a woven mesh.
Yes, so it wasn't just wire mesh; it was piano wire, zinc-coated piano wire mesh tyres,
and they had a range of 21
about middle C
miles
to the octave.
and just to drag the whole thing down, apparently Bridgestone have been trying to design their own as well, which apparently mimic camel hooves. Definitely not camel toes.
Let's see hooves.
Yes. What?
Somebody's driving a lunar rover.
Right. Okay.
That's 19. I would, if I had to guess, Apollo 17. Maybe not.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now,
So-
they say the tyres are priced at about £120 each. The tyres are much more expensive than regular ones, but would 120 quid is bargain.
I wonder if they.
I wish my tyres cost, yes.
I wonder if they mean £120,000 each.
120 million. 120
Does
pounds
that-
each.
You're going to be buying that as a wheel. You're not going to be buying that as a tyre that you stick over a rim, are you? So that's... You
Yeah.
just take the whole thing off and put it on.
I'd like to
Again.
see how that's. Yeah, it's got a cover over it.
I mean, especially as they run flats, and we know that run flats don't only cost 120 quid each. I mean, that's fiction. That's total fiction.
Yes. So, yeah, they're looking at different materials for doing this. They've got a spongy metal stuff that they can use, but yeah,
Okay.
Why don't they just go down the Captain Scarlet route and use tracks? Tracks just make more sense. You don't need a wheel. Use a track. Be a tank.
Well,
then
imagine
it wouldn't-
throwing a track on the moon. You just have to jack your tank up on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's even worse if it throws a track.
Oh, delivery costs apparently will be the thing that kills them. It's 120 quid excluding delivery and fitting
Yes.
and balancing. Yes. Yeah. And those little valves that tell you in the cockpit what your tyre pressure is and annoy you all the time. Yeah.
Also, you've got to think about the labour. Do you know how long it takes to inflate one of these tyres? There's a poor guy been there for 3 weeks and it's still not going up to the right pressure.
He's broken a sweat now. Right. Okay, so
Well,
we
it's
should
a serious question.
Yeah.
Actually, just slightly changing it. These tyres would only be able to be used on a solid known load, which is fine if you've got a one-up astronaut toddling around on the moon. But if you then sit 4 astronauts on it, you're going to get more traction.
No, there's a
than
sign
not.
on the back that says no backsies.
No back.
You must be this skinny to ride the lunar rover.
There's a sign on the other side that says who ate all the pies.
Yes.
That goes with the sign on the underside that says PTO, yeah?
And one that says one on the bumper that says my other lunar rover has tracks.
Yes. Anyway, right, so what have we got next? This one, something about roundabouts, possibly. I don't know. Go on then.
No. China has lent Milton Keynes some of the rock samples from the moon. I say rock; it's probably dust more than anything. So this is some of the stuff that's been brought back from China recently, and they are passing this stuff to Professor Mahesh Anand. So he's been loaned the extremely rare material, and apparently it's more precious than gold.
Sounds like a rare to me.
Yeah. So what he's going to do with this precious material is grind it, zap it with lasers, and then hope to find out fundamental questions about how the moon.
Put it in the end of
formed
his
and the
pipe
evolution
and
of
inhale
planet Earth.
deeply.
Yeah, probably, aye. And it shows you there's a picture near the top, which shows you this tub of stuff with a stopper and stuff, like kind of tape around it and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And then if you look at the picture, the guy on the right has got a wee box and what looks like a tiny vial, which I think is what that thing actually is.
However,
Yeah.
go down about 3/4 of the way,
Yeah.
and you will see the thing that they are going to be zapping it with.
Ooh.
Quite an assembly.
Oh, look
cool.
at that.
It's even got a can of WD-40 top right.
And look at
Yeah.
that. Look at that proud geek standing next to it. He's like, I made this. Yes.
Yeah, but he was hoping it was a musical instrument when he made it.
Actually, yeah, that's not the laser, that's a kettle.
I'm sure I had one of those in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was sold under the name Mousetrap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the one.
I think that's it. Their kettle is mildly over-engineered. I don't know what the 2 yellow bobbins on the top are for.
Catching the mouse.
That's where the crackling sparks appear between them. You always get that on Wizzy Sci-Fi machines.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
And it's got a swirly thing on the left that clearly goes round and round.
Your can of WD-40 isn't WD-40. It's probably propane. They're going to be heating it to 1400 degrees C to extract carbon, nitrogen, and noble gases. Everybody loves a noble gas.
I know, but you think they could at least get a mains gas supply on it, or maybe he's banned for connecting things to the mains gas now.
I do love the two really high-tech spanners in the bottom right-hand corner. That's a wrench, by the way, for those of you from the planet the Merkins. But I bet you he's lost the 10mm one.
Yeah, there's something they're not. There's something they're not
never
connected
came
to.
with the 10mm.
It looks like there's supposed to be another thing sitting on the desk that connects to that bit of pipe. See it? It's got like a kind of nozzle on the end, as if, you put something on there, but we don't know what yet.
Mr. Bond, I expect you to.
Looking at the age of the guy, it probably wasn't a 10mm. It was more likely a 3/8.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Silly freedom units.
Yeah, and there's a man with a beard and an incubator just in case they do find alien eggs.
Yeah, there is an awful lot. There's a good amount of beardage going on there, isn't there? Which is just as well because the professor himself is completely baldly.
You can stroke it in a sort of thoughtful fashion while being interviewed.
Yeah, and you can do the same with your beard.
Hey, right, okay. Well,
next story.
a fall of Moondust. Wasn't that a book by Asimov back in the day? Anyway,
it may have been.
Yeah,
it is. You're right.
And the next one is a potential.
It's the Michelin Man. Sorry, go on.
Yes, potential women. Yes. The Michelin woman, potentially our first woman astronaut. Because we've had cosmonauts before, but I don't think we've had an astronaut. And very possibly the first Briton on the moon.
Ooh, and where is this individual from?
Northern Ireland.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm not sure exactly where in Northern Ireland, but she's from Northern Ireland. I looked that up because I was going to do the last one I'd put from the moon to Milton Keynes. I was going to do from Milton Keynes to the moon, and then I thought I better look this up. And I looked it up. She's not from England. She is from Northern Ireland, although I don't think it says exactly where. So her name's Rosemary Coogan, and I think she's an ESA astronaut. Let me have a look.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Graduated in 2024.
Yeah. So she's new and shiny, just at a university and ready to go. Is graduated from astronaut training in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's doing her spacesuit training in the big pool and things like that at the moment.
It takes 45 minutes to get that outfit on.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Have you seen the boots? There's no way you're tying your own laces. Let's be honest.
Yes. Imagine if you had an itch on your ankle. She
does look a bit worried about that man coming to put the helmet on. But
I was looking down about halfway on the page and playing the nerdy game of what is the laptop model on the stand in the corner. The one in this. What laptops do they use on a space station?
That's an HP.
Oh, it's a HP, but a HP what?
It's a big one.
It's not going to be a HP Omen or something, is it?
No.
It's got that big bit at the front. It's a bit like the Alienware one that Chicks gave me. In fact, it probably is the same one.
I'll tell you what, it's not.
Probably a little older.
I've just looked behind me. That's still in the.
It's not an Apple because they used.
It's not Alienware. That's Dell.
But wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, and there you are. Of course, there's a picture of a space toilet because everybody always wants to see the space toilet.
Rosemary's training here covers every aspect of going into space, including going to the toilet.
Well,
the on-board toilet.
Thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure after the many decades of being up in space stations, we've mastered the art of going to the toilet in space. I'm surprised anybody's even curious about it anymore.
The lower part is where you put your solid waste, she says, pointing to a loo in a small cubicle that looks something like you might find a very old campsite. Yeah, it does. I've seen those types of toilets in camper vans. How do you?
And this is where you put your liquid waste. What kind of words are these?
These are the kind of words that you say when you try to sound a bit more scientific than somebody going poo and pee. And how
number ones and number twos.
And how do you separate them?
Control.
With a suction hose.
Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly.
We need to get an interview with floor mopping guy, and he'll tell us about the intricacies of Cubicle 3.
I tell you what we need to do. We need to give Rosemary a Hutton mug to take up with her.
Oh, yes. Leave it on the moon.
Yes, take that to the moon.
Bit of pitch and putt and see if they can get one of the balls.
I don't care. See, even if she puts it in that pretend space station that's submerged, just put it inside there or something. And just people going, a Hutton mug.
Or throw it with an ultra slow-mo camera and watch it go past the past the lens.
Just throw it up in the air and it'll be like the start of 2001.
Didn't they stick things to glass on that one to make them look like they were actually floating?
But the ape man throws a bone up in the air, remember?
Oh, yes, yeah.
You imagine just a Hutton mug just spinning like that.
I mean, they wouldn't need to get the various apes there. Just video Hutton truckers at their normal day-to-day jobs. I think
we need to try and get a mug across to Rosemary.
Yeah.
That would be good. Right, so we've done a wee bit about Rosemary, not much in the way of facts, but we had a bit of a chat. And this one's got a possible pop-up coming up because it's on
Space.com.
Space.com. We value your privacy, agree to sharing all your stuff. Okay. So this is some people who I saw this last week on Facebook, and it was like, yeah, they've definitely found Planet 9. And then it went in and they go, no, they haven't. So scientists have found some evidence that shows that Planet 9 might actually be there. So people have been looking for a while, and there's all different theories about what it could be and things like that. But they've found some data, and I think it's something like 23 years apart. I'm just reading the headline there. So it's like 23 years apart that shows this thing in the same bit of the sky going the same way. And they're kind of going, that might be it. But they reckon if so, it's going to be, I think they said it's going to be round about the same size as Neptune.
Slightly bigger,
probably a gas giant, and it's going to be really far out and have a really, really long but elliptical orbit.
I just did that multiplication. It's going to be 350,000 light seconds.
Yeah.
So Earth is 500 light seconds.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's it's a bit further. I don't know. You might want to stop off at Pluto for a snack and toilet break and things like that. But yeah, that's
Pluto's not a planet.
Yeah, but you still might want to stop off there. And go and visit Sharon or Karen or
Karen. Yes,
Karen. Yes, Karen. Who wants to see
Karen?
The manager?
Visit Space Karen. Yep.
Space Karen.
You get lots of them on the forums, actually.
Yeah, so more work is going on to determine if this thing is actually real. But they found a piece of evidence, and then 23 years later, they found the same thing or something. It's a coincidence.
They took a load of photographs 30 or 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they've gone through all of the old photographs looking to see if there's evidence of Planet 9 in them.
Yes. And they found something.
Yeah. Across two different surveys, it's probably the same object.
Death Star.
Yeah.
But they don't know for sure. But if it is, we need to start thinking of names. Planet to make planet face.
Oh, that wouldn't quite be in the right kind of. It needs naming something from. Well, it has to be Roman gods, doesn't it? Not Greek ones.
Or Sir David Attenborough, because you can always call something Sir David Attenborough, and people won't argue with you.
Or David Hasselhoff, like the crab.
Yeah. Oh, David Hasselhoff. Man, we're going to the planet Hasselhoff.
Did they name a crab after him because it had a hairy chest?
Probably.
Yes. No, I joke not. They did. Anyway,
I believe it.
Yeah. So is that it? Is that it for us?
There's a strain of fruit fly known as the cheap date because it's susceptible to alcohol. So yeah, I wouldn't pay anything past these people. Yeah, that seems to be it for Space News this week.
Okie dokie. Let me play the outro then. Give me 1 second. And this button. space news, space news, space news, space news, space news, space news, space news. Before we do that bit, just a reminder that after the bit that's about to be introduced by Amelia, we're going to be doing the quiz. And Vulkarius, remind us of the quiz link for those taking part remotely, please.
Go to quiz.iniv.space.
Right. And now, this bit.
Do we have a word of the week?
You betcha we do. The word of the week this week is Dasypygal.
Dasypygal. And what does that mean?
I'm sure this doesn't apply to you. Having hairy buttocks.
Great. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
If I must. If it wasn't for his monthly trip to the dog groomers, the apology seat. I'm just going to start again. If it wasn't for his monthly trip to the dog groomers, the apology officer would be very Dasypygal.
Great.
That's just all sorts of. There's all
I'm sure that's supposed to say
gross,
Alvin, not an apology officer. But anyway,
it's nice to give me a biscuit after.
Yes.
Oh gosh. You know, I have a very visual reasoning brain, and you don't want to know where my brain is right now.
No.
I feel slightly ill.
Well, you get your nails done, and a bit of an ear ruffle, and
yeah.
Sit back, sack, and crack.
Yes.
You get sacked for what?
It's when they squeeze his glands he gets upset.
Yeah, no, they can only do the buttocks, and they run out of wax.
Right. Okay. Well, it's
Yes,
that time. We're moving on from your hairy buttocks. We're going to somebody else who's got hasn't. I don't. Yes. Right. Somebody else. We're going to talk to somebody else. It's Vulkarius to introduce the quiz. Kapow! I've put it on screen. It says Hutton Mining Quiz this week and upcoming.
Oh, that is lacking a weird background. Oh well. Welcome to the second Space Facts quiz special, now with extended username size and input size. The topic this week is the maniacal rock-mashing movement known as space mining. Speaking of space, everyone in the audience and the studio is very welcome to join in by using a second window or mobile device, loading up quiz.iniv.space, entering a name for the scoreboard if you so choose, and answering the questions live during the show. Rest assured that every experimental feature which didn't quite go as planned last time has been reviewed, fixed, and replaced with another new experimental feature to try. One of these...
But have they been Michelin residents who are out of Spanish?
Nothing like iterative development, is there? No, just straight from prototype to prototype. It's just like my work.
One of these is a... I see why it doesn't work. Yeah, I have to fix that. One of these is a multiple choice system. However, due to the popularity of giving answers, which I'm not allowed to show on the results page, I promise I only used it once. So that's quiz.iniv.space. If you want to participate and pop off your positions, opinions, and potluck punts to score some points. Now, how do I load this thing?
You got to put it in the slot, right, and then click the lid down, and you hit the play button. Dun, 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 dun. Upcoming, it says.
Yeah, it would hope if I actually set that to. Yeah, there we go.
There we are. First question.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which type of mining?
Oh, connection error.
Is that working?
Connection error.
Connection error.
That is true. Maybe the multiple choice thing doesn't quite work as well as I thought. Oh well, I'll get rid of that.
Live testing. This is exactly why we're doing it. This is a live broadcast test.
Well, we have some brilliantly timed filler for filling in this gap from the war request we had earlier, if that would give you a moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have a commander by the name of Keanu Grievous has threatened my squadron. This is from Squadron 10?
10th Hawks or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
10th Hawks, yes, sorry. We have helped them in the past, and they have requested again, but they are under threat by this commander and systems with unprovoked war just because they are near him. After a conversation, I have been told that this group, the Pack Hounds, have around 40 pilots ready to go after my BGS and systems and intends to go all out in a bid to take control of or remove us from our systems. It doesn't help that one of our former squad mates went and left us to join them. Oh dear, this all sounds terribly messy. I fear they may have been fed confidential information about our current activities, which may negatively impact us. I can provide screenshots of the threat if necessary. This sounds messy. But we need to know who to blow up and when is the short of it. If we're going to get involved, I don't know. Maybe we should talk to Alvin first.
Yeah, I've got a picture of the aftermath there on screen. Just boom. There we go. Yeah, well, basically, if anybody's feeling a bit combatty, there's always an excuse. Obviously, Hutton never actually directly, overtly attacks other people, though if anybody asks us for help, then help we do. And we've had a request for help. So, yes, do pop over to the Discord, as Little Grey says, while I can hear furious coding and a little bit of muttering under his breath going on in the background.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tweak it.
Skip that question.
You might want to do the CG bit. I can fix it, but it'll be a bit of time.
That's fine. Well, we can always we can go to Space Facts instead, or we just go to CGs and we save it for next week. Should we save it for next week?
And it's not going to take that long to fix, but you might want to do the CG bit. I would say.
Oh, we're going to shuffle Flossy in like a deck of cards. Flossy, are you ready to be shuffled in?
Yes.
Excellent. We'll shuffle Flossy in, and then we'll come back to you. We've got that, and then of course we've got Beetlejude and Wotherspoon potentially. So we can shuffle you in at any point, Vulkarius. So I'll close my interaction window, and there we go, and we can switch to Flossy's bit. Are you ready, Flossy?
I'm ready. Yes.
Right, here we go. Everybody sing along. I can't remember which tune it is, but it's going to be one of them.
When the universe is in trouble, bug infestations in the bubble, your home station's burned rubble. What on earth can we do now? Interstellar initiatives. Let Flossy tell you what it is, then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossy says. Interstellar initiative. Flossy tells us what she thinks it is, then you can get involved with this. Now you should listen to what Flossy says.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. The previous CGs support Grom's forces in LP 855-34 finished short of Tier 4 with nearly 2 million units collected by 2,000 contributors, and support Winter's forces in LP 85534 finished short of Tier 6 with over 8 million units collected by 9,270 contributors. All pilots who registered at least one contribution by mining platinum, then selling it at the Undeniable or Rears Resilience, received the following rewards: one fully engineered 1D abrasion blaster with long-range modification, credits depending on the success rate achieved and individual contribution level. As Winters emerged victorious, pilots in the top 75% and above, regardless of their pledge power, also received another fully engineered 1D abrasion blaster with long-range modification, and also for those who were specifically pledged to Felicia Winters received 40,000 merits and Felicia Winters power play banner cockpit customization. Now on to this week's new CGs. Support Edmund Mahon or Nakato Kane in the trade war. Two significant trading blocs have emerged in Alliance territory following the termination of the Strategic Defence Pact. Last week, Sirius Corporation was ordered by the Alliance Assembly to reduce its involvement in Allied military infrastructure and logistics. The move, labelled fascinatingly short-sighted by Sirius Corp CEO Li Rong-rui, has triggered an economic rush from Allied corporations to grab the lucrative contracts issued as a result. The two trading blocs have somewhat predictably formed around the two leading voices in the Alliance Assembly, Edmund Mahon and Nakato Kane. Mahon's supporters aim to reinforce the Prime Minister's position via high levels of trade. A spokesperson said that Mahon will prevent the economic disaster which Kane's assembly motion has threatened. Kane's supporters claim that the Sirius Pact was paper covering the cracks of Mahon's economic weakness, pointed to as evidence of Mahon's over-reliance on mega-corporate support to get things done. Both trade blocs have asked for shipments of semiconductors, ceramic composites, and synthetic fabrics. Commodities sold as part of this initiative will have a 50 times price multiplier. 55 times, sorry. Trade pilots looking to help Edmund Mahon's trade bloc can sign up at Bowersock Port in Winiyama, and trade pilots looking to help Nakato Kane's trade bloc can sign up at Fuka Dock in Apura. Pilots who register at least one contribution will receive the following rewards, regardless of which side wins. One each of 6A, 4A, 3A, 4D, 3D, pre-engineered power distributor with both system and engine-focused modifications. That is weapons, minus 25% capacity, minus 20% recharge. Engines, plus 45% capacity, plus 40% recharge. Systems, plus 45% capacity, plus 40% recharge. No experimental effects can be applied. Credits depending on success theory achieved and individual contribution level. If Mahon emerges victorious, pilots in the top 75% and above, regardless of their pledged power, will receive an additional one each of the pre-engineered power distributors with system and focus modifications as above. Plus, those who are specifically pledged to Mahon will also receive 40,000 merits Mahon Power Play Banner Cockpit Customization. If Kane emerges victorious, pilots in the top 75% and above, regardless of pledged power, will receive an additional one each of the power distributors, and those who are specifically pledged to Kane will also receive 40,000 merits and a Kane Power Player Banner Cockpit Customization. The two factions have set out two-week-long operations to establish their positions in the system, which began today, 22nd of May 3311. To be eligible for rewards, you must sign up as an active participant before delivering semiconductors, ceramic composites and synthetic fabrics to either Bowersock Port in the Winiyama system or Fuka Dock in the Apura system. This is a competitive initiative, and as such you may only sign up to one initiative at a time. You may switch sides at any time by abandoning the goal, but note that any existing contributions you have made will be invalidated. Commander power pledges will be taken as the pledge power at the time of initiative completion. And that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Yeah.
Right, yes, how did they get away with that station name? Fuka Dock.
Yeah. I deliberately
Saying it very
didn't pronounce
carefully.
it the other way.
Definitely not Fukadog.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Just, spin a couple of vowels around and you're in right trouble there. Okay, come on, Vulkarius.
Yeah, it should be working. So I haven't seen any comments in the chat that it is, but it seems to be for me now.
Okay, well, I've just done a refresh on our studio screen here. Can everybody see it on the studio screen?
Well, I'll change that to can anybody see it?
Question.
Or, well, I say can
first question.
If anybody can see it on their own screens, would be useful to know.
It also says first question.
Okay, I'm just going to
Yep,
assume it works
see
at
it.
this point. So, which type of mining do you enjoy the most? You can't see it on the broadcast screen, but there is actually a multiple choice that you should be able to.
No, that's fine. I'm on the broadcast screen, so I've got a separate screen for my own answers here. That one. I'm going to do that one. There we go.
I like multiple choice. It is easy. It means I don't have to type.
Yes, but for me, none of those apply because I don't think I've ever done mining. I've just never got there.
I should take you mining at some point.
Yeah.
No, Naughty Body Wash, isn't laser and surface mining the same thing? Laser mining, not quite. When surface means using the abrasion blaster as opposed to a mining laser. So that's where you have to use the. That's where you have to use the pulse wave to find where or just the Mark 1 eyeball, I suppose.
I guess that's probably the one because
the
that's the
laser's
only
the-
one I have done.
The lasers is the generic mining. The abrasion blaster knocks off the little chunks, especially useful after core mining, because when you blast open an asteroid, there is loads of extra bits you can get from abrasion blasting.
It's like the whole chunks of chocolate in a chocolate chip cookie.
Are those chunks known as clinkers or dangleberries?
I thought they were growlers.
No, they're not growlers. Growlers.
I always called them nubbinses.
Nubbinses. Yeah, nubbinses is good. Yeah.
Okay, do we have a countdown? Oh, sorry.
I would do, yeah. It's coming up to 2 minutes on that question, so I would do.
In 10 seconds.
I see what you've done with the music.
Hey, grading the answers, refining the answers. Yes.
Forgetting to press show on the answers, yeah.
There we go. Laser mining, 50% of people. Oh,
Yeah, nobody likes the subsurface, apparently. Oh, well.
no, nobody does subsurface with a little drilly
no.
thing. No.
Too
Everybody
dangerous.
core mining for the win.
I do. I consider it mandatory, especially if you're doing core mining. But I mean, if you're going to choose out of, abrasion mining or something else, if you had to choose.
Core mining.
Yeah, of course you're going to go core mining.
Boom. Okay, well, everybody else likes laser. Go on, the next one.
Next question. What is the fewest possible seismic charges to expose one asteroid core? Wait, why does that have the same drop down as that doesn't work? That's not supposed to.
I've got a different drop down.
I haven't got a drop down.
I have.
If that has a drop down, press refresh.
Yeah, if it doesn't have if it still says core mining, that's not the answer.
I have dropsy.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Flopsy, Mopsy,
that's-
Dropsy, and
Yeah, it clearly needs to, after a drop down question, it needs to clear that. Yeah, if you press refresh, it should go to a normal input that you can use.
It worked fine here.
It might be browser
yeah,
dependent.
worked fine on this one as well. I was in a Chrome one. Right. That was a quick one. Go on, countdown to do.
I mean, you've got the button, haven't you?
I haven't got a button. What?
10 seconds.
Boom.
Let's see.
I
what
like
we've
the sound
got.
effects.
And the answer is not 80,085.
Not what anyone said.
Oh.
It is possible with 2. You do need a slightly weak asteroid, and you do need it to have 2 low strength fissures for it to work, but it can be done with 2.
Did anybody guess 2, or did all of us do 3?
I sorely was tempted to put in 80,085, but I see someone just wrote boobs.
I do feel that should have been a bulldozer.
That's your one go at that now. You've shot your load there.
Again.
Right, question 3.
What a
Question
gross
3.
way of putting it.
So wait a minute, we're not allowed to write boobs, but you're allowed to say, "Oh, you shot your load there."
How many times faster is a Class 2 mining laser over a Class 1 mining laser?
Well, I'm guessing it's more than 20% if there's that allowance.
I'm guessing they're the same because light travels at the same speed no matter what.
The 20% allowance means if, for example, if they were exactly the same, which they're not, but if they were, then you could put in between 0.8 and 1.2 and it would be correct. So.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Oh, no, I
You've got
have
to
no
decide
idea.
quickly. Yeah, do quickly. No, you've got to pick. You've got to keep the quiz rolling.
I still can't hit enter to post.
Click post. And boom.
Was that actually the time?
Oh, don't know.
Apparently it was. Okay, that's quite a range of responses.
I have no idea what your scale is. So
Well, it was how many times faster? So, like, twice as
Purely
fast.
relative.
Oh, well, I put a percentage. Does that mean I'm disqualified?
Not if it's the right percentage.
Oh, right, okay.
But if you say 200%, is that 200% faster? Or is that 200% as in 2 times or 3
it would
times?
be... it would be 200...
If it's twice as fast, is that 200% faster or 100% faster?
Go on, grade the answers.
Luckily,
Let's see if anybody got it right.
no, nobody actually got it right. It was 3 times. So there was some
null
interesting
point.
things,
So that sounds like the UK entry. Null point for anybody.
though. All right, next question.
Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
Until 3306, which system contained the most popular mining triple hotspot?
Ooh, is the one triple hotspot? But it changed, didn't it? Because 3306, they
Yes,
changed how all
yeah.
the little overlaps worked in the.
What happened in 3306 was the introduction of tritium, which changed where all the hotspots were. But there was a very, 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 very popular triple hotspot until 3306.
I'm being distracted by an affectionate mooncake.
Can't remember.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to put that in. Here we go. Everybody got one in?
Detonation in 10 seconds.
And here we go.
Look what we got.
It was the old Painite ones, wasn't it? As Naughty Body Wash says.
Yeah, probably.
And it was not. It was a low temperature diamonds one.
Oh no! I thought it was the Painite era. It's not. It's low temperature diamonds era. Okay. And our survey said
Our survey has to get through quite a few different.
because they're all wrong.
Put it this way: has anybody got it right? Just grade those ones. It's
Yes, there is a correct one.
Well, hey,
just
somebody's
can't
got a
remember the
score on the
name of it.
board.
I'm guessing it was Naughty Body Wash, was it? Also,
I haven't checked who it was, but that would be Buran.
oh bother.
There was
You know, I don't think I've ever mined in a popular hotspot. I literally just go out and find a spot of my own and have fun. Because if there's lots of people there, I don't like it.
Yeah, get off my
yeah,
rock.
that is.
Yeah, I remember that
that's
one now.
Yeah.
I never went there,
so-
I don't think.
It was being around the same time as tritium, of course. It was also really good for finding your
Tritium?
fleet carrier.
Tritium.
Tritium.
This is the binding one, so I thought Right. Next question. How many active collectors do you like to use while mining?
This is
All
a
of
quick
them.
one. Yeah.
I like all of them to be active.
Right, this is a quick one. Go on then.
I mean, it's your...
10 seconds.
It's going. Here it comes, Amelia.
Is that like the equivalent of a monk's hom for Amelia?
Oh, that's the moment of epiphany.
That's the
that
most-
is yes.
It is the most appeasing sound in existence.
That's right. Amelia achieves clarity at that point.
It's the
Apparently,
Zen.
most people like to use 3. Which I presume is one prospector from the mining multi-limpet controller plus 3 collectors. But in any case, I don't know who managed to get almost 70. I presume that they were trying for 70, but didn't quite. I thought that would be fun.
Where are we? Quiz
Incidentally,
number 5, number 6. I don't know where we are now.
That was number 5, and what a thing that we should do is check the scoreboard if it works. So let's see what we got. The top score is Naughty Spice. is Naughty Spice with 3, and most people have 2. I think everyone's got 2. I haven't even answered any myself, and I've probably got 2. So there we go.
I was going to say I haven't answered half them. I've got an affectionate mooncake here.
So yeah, noticing the need for an explicit background color for the.
I just thought I'd have an interval picture there while you were showing the scores up there.
Yeah, also that the CSS still doesn't sodding work on whichever browser you're using.
The inbuilt browser is the OBS inbuilt browser, which does funny things with transparency. We used to have that on web pages as well.
I tested it on Edge and I tested it on Fox. So basically Chromium and Gecko.
Litho and I have had trouble with the transparency before, but it's good for some things, like the recipes in the credits.
Yeah.
Yep. Right, question
Okay,
6.
proceeding
We're
on.
halfway.
Question 6. What is the most possible ore fragments from one subsurface missile?
From a subsurface. Oh, this is the subsurface drilly thing, is it?
The drilly thing, yeah. The funny drilly mini game released the thingy on the blue thing, yeah.
That nobody likes.
That nobody's ever done.
Yeah, the dangerous one. Because it always hits me.
Oh, you have to hold. Oh, are you releasing the trigger straight away because you have to hold the? You have to.
No,
hold
I
it
know.
down.
I know you have to hold it. Well, it's a long time since I've done it, but sometimes I found I wasn't getting out of the way fast enough, and they were hitting me.
No.
Yeah,
Having
it's
never
been
done it,
ages
it's
since I've done it, I
a
can't
number.
remember.
It's a number.
My answer is correct, can I point out, before you even look at it? Even though it is absolutely wrong.
Okay, everybody's got a number in. Let's go.
I can't remember.
Do you want to do the thingy?
Yeah, whoever's got the thingy.
10 seconds.
Here we
I
go.
hit the wrong button.
Ah. Grading the answers.
It is 6, which a few people
Lots of people
actually
got that one right.
Yeah, if you mine for low temperature diamonds, weirdly they can give up to 6. They usually give from 3 to 5 or so. I kind of want to give half a point for 10. The question did say ore fragments, not the Thargoid biostorage capsules, which you do get exactly 10 every single time. So I might add a half a point later for that one. But yeah, officially it's 6, and I also have a little demonstration of that, which I'll play for the stream. So if you take a look at the stream, see if this works.
Hey, it works.
So if you there is a subsurface missile, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, that's impressive. By the way, that's now officially impressive. You can inject the video into the quiz, and it's not on my question screen. Yay!
Yeah, I could put it to everyone's question screens, but then I'll be sending the video out to loads of people. I'll probably not click that.
There we go. So yes, 6. That's impressive. I'm now colour me impressed with that one. Okay, what do we have?
I'm so glad about that. Question 7. How many times higher is the laser mining yield when using a prospector?
Now, how many times higher is sort of 1 and a bit, or you know what I mean?
That type of thing, yeah.
Right. Not a percentage this time.
None of them have ever asked for
Kidding.
Right.
None of them have ever asked for a percentage, no.
Oh. Eric the half a B. Okay, everybody's got a number in. Have we all done? Everybody nod.
10 seconds.
Put your lights on. Flip the cards over. Vulkarius has got a stick with a little microphone on the end of it. And we need a little sort of grading answers animation or something.
Can we get in one of those little sticks with the microphone on the end for ECM?
Oh, we can make one.
We can gaffer tape a big stick to.
Well, no, he's got a lapel mic. He's just got a stick, a chopstick in front of him. That'll do.
No, it's got to be a stupidly long, really thin stick with a little fluffy blob on the end of the microphone.
It is 2.5.
How did my answer not end up on that list? Oh.
It is 2.5. I rolled anyone who answered similar to 3. I rolled into 3.
What about 3.5?
Was there a 3.5? Just a minute.
I did put 3.5.
Oh, so you did.
Oh, it's still wrong. Of course.
In that case, it actually is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still wrong. I just pointing out that I did have 3.5 as well. Yeah. Okay. Next question, please.
Hold on. Right, there we go. That is.
Oh, there we go.
Hopefully that's. Yeah, I was fiddling with the grading while showing the grade.
Well done, the two people who yes. I should have put my answer for the last percentage one in there instead, because I got that one right.
It definitely feels like a lot more than 2.5.
It feels like 3.5. Yes.
Well, I can say in an independent test performed by the Imperial Navy, an average asteroid yields 8 fragments without a prospector scan and 20 fragments with a scan, which is.
Okay. We'll let you off then. All hail the Empress and all that jazz.
Next one. We did actually test.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we did actually test this. So. Question 8. In meters, within what range do seismic charges cause sensor disruption?
Oh, crikey. In meters?
If you put it in kilometers, just put km on the end or something. I'll be able to see that.
Cause sensor disruption, not actual damage, But...
Not damage, no. The sensor disruption.
Right.
I feel like I know this.
I thought this was quite a way, actually, but... Well, fine. I thought it was measured in kilometres, actually, but anyway, I'll go with meters. I'll convert it. I can convert between one and the other. It's at least it's not in miles and bald eagles per square inch or something.
Genuine feature suggestion is being able to hit enter on a keyboard, because if you're using a laptop or if you're using a mobile phone, you may only have the enter.
Yeah, glazed donuts per bald eagle. Thank you very much, Naughty Body Wash. Yes, that one,
I'm surprised nobody asked for bananas, honestly.
Oh, bananas. In bananas. How many bananas? Apology officer, we need to know how many bananas is
So
the
what's up
range.
for that?
Did we lose the apology officer? Oh, no, we've deleted the apology officer again.
Oh no! Who's
I'm
gonna
actually
apologise?
I'm measuring everything in capybaras this season.
Oh,
Ben,
capybaras. Sorry. Aardvark. Right.
No, aardvark. Capybaras.
No, I was yelling aardvark for the end of the question. Aardvark.
Oh no, there's it.
We need a little video of the aardvark marking the questions.
Marking its territory.
Yes.
Naughty Body Wash, it is a safe word. It is the
It is the
safe
Hutton.
word.
It is, yes. Aardvark.
Yes.
It's not a word that you'd blurt out accidentally, in the throes of passion or something.
That's been 2 minutes, by the way. So you might want to...
Yeah, whoever's got the button.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
A capybara. No, that kind of vivisection will get you sectioned. Okay?
Oh, a capybara.
Yes. Don't they sell them in IKEA?
I was thinking of Slarty Bartfast.
I thought that was a type of. I thought it was a type of cheese.
Oh, now I
It
need some
was.
cheese.
2000. For which
Yay,
2
I got
kilometres
one!
Two
Now-
kilometres was also a fine answer.
Are you going to tell me that at 0 meters, a seismic charge is not going to cause sensor disruption?
Oh yeah, anything less than.
It's. I suppose I should have worded it up.
Within
to
what range do they?
with
Oh,
a-
actually, it's
Yeah.
true. Anything
Okay,
under
it should say.
2K.
It should say up to what range?
But it doesn't say that, does it?
I
Yeah,
thought
but-
as long as you
but-
So 0, 1.5K, 1200, 600, 700 are all technically correct answers, which of course,
Yep.
as everybody knows, is
The best form of correct.
there we go.
Yes. But
Okay.
but you'll find that it doesn't cause sensor disruption because once it starts, you won't have any sensors to disrupt.
But I'm pretty sure that's disrupted.
It's a long time since I've done it, but I used to just get about 1 kilometre away, I thought.
No, it didn't hurt you.
You
Your
can-
screen goes wibbly. It's you know what I mean. Your sensors go wibbly, and all your interference happens. Nothing bad happens. It just everything goes a bit wibbly. There we
Right,
go.
on a point of technical correctness, everything 2000 and under is correct for the purpose of this question.
Yeah,
There'll be somebody there with 2001. Like,
not
oh
special.
no!
Okay, right. Question number 10 is that now, or are we
Number 9,
9 of 9.
number 9?
which is not, yeah. Question 9. What is your favourite mining ship?
I do like the questions that you can't get wrong.
Yeah, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have any
You
points.
you don't know his preferences. You might be getting it wrong. They might be saying,
No. I think any ship is good for mining. Any ship that you enjoy flying is a
A
good ship
Viper
for
Mark
mining.
3.
Yep, if you like that ship, you go for it.
Stock Sidewinder.
Yes.
If it's stock, it won't have any mining kit, will it?
Yeah, you just have to bash it off of the asteroid till bits float off, and then use your scoop.
And of course, I haven't flown the Panther Clipper yet, so I'm going by what I know,
Mm-hmm.
what I love.
I was just thinking, are there any ships that you couldn't do core mining? I'm trying to think if you've got the right number of hard points. And
If you've only got a class 1 hard point, you can't do core mining at all because the minimum is class 2 for the seismic charges.
Okay. Okay, we've had 2 minutes then.
Doesn't Adder have a class 2?
Say again, and Adder?
Yeah.
Haven't checked.
I think it has a medium on the top.
If that's the case, I'm going to outfit an Adder for mining, core mining.
Yeah,
Just
but you
for
wouldn't
fun.
be able to get anything in it, though, will you? By the time
Oh,
you
it's-
fit your refinery.
Things go boom, I'm not going to care.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine. If you're not worried about, well, don't bother putting an Olympic controller on then.
Right, here we go. Drum roll, please.
It was. The
Such a long drum roll.
Someone put Amelia's one.
Yes. It was the Imperial Cutter. Is everyone's favourite, it seems.
Oh,
But they're all correct, because the question did say your favourite mining ship.
I mean, the cutter, you could grab it by its nacelles, right, and use it like a jackhammer, couldn't you?
A pickaxe,
Oh,
yeah.
that's like getting grabbed with
The
the
lasers just keep going and going and going. You don't have to leave go at all. Just...
See, I have an Imperial Cutter, but I've always considered it too pretty a ship to go mining in.
Yeah, we have.
It doesn't have grit.
It's
you know?
a bit bougie.
Yeah, we
It
have
is.
to mark SRV as the only answer that's not going to get a point on that one.
Well, you can...
It's not
you
a
can
ship.
Mine Oh.
It's a type of ship.
And if we're
It's
being
not-
technically correct,
It's not a ship.
Type of mining, shooting
I think
rocks
that's one
on the
being ruled by the
surface.
panel. Yeah, but on account of...
mining, but
I must have been the
But
only
it's
person
technically a
to
ship.
put in.
a Type 9,
Type 9.
yes.
Yeah.
No, there were two of us put in Type 9.
Really?
Yes, I said Amelia's one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've just been ungraded. I've managed to get not a point on a point a question that's impossible to get wrong.
So if that is a point, that is actually, yeah. So if Amelia's ship is the Type 9, then I should roll those together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine's always a type.
We're
9.
testing the system out now. Destructive
There we go.
testing.
So that should now actually reflect, although one of the answers was Amelia's one, it has been grouped with Type 9.
Merged with Amelia's one. Yes, there we go. Whatever Amelia said.
Incidentally, if you want another funky video thing, nobody said Corsair, and there is an actual interesting use for the Corsair while mining.
Oh, go on then. Is it booping things with
If
its
you-
excessively big nose?
Yes. So, as you can see, if this ore fragment is stuck in a little nook, then you can use...
I'm bumping it off the surface right now.
Are you
that's
saying it
brilliant.
can pick its own nose?
What we need is a little go bonk boop noise every time it does it. Boop, 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 boop.
That is brilliant.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I am so glad they filmed that.
Who was this? Do we know?
Do we give
Who
credit?
can we credit this to?
The Empire.
The Empire.
Somewhere.
Are you gonna get court-martialed for this one?
Why would that be?
Well, I don't know.
Misuse of an imperial
big
ship.
nose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's modelled on what's her face's nose. This ship, and you've just been smashing her face into an asteroid.
But if it makes a profit,
No, Empire's
you
more about
just
style
said-
than yes.
She's a beachcomber bird, is what you've just said. She goes around. Oh,
That
I
is
don't even know.
brilliant.
Well, no, it's not her.
yeah,
It's the other one that looks a bit like with the beaky nose. What's her name?
Celine Dion.
No.
Barbara Streisand.
Zemina Torval?
Could be a Torval. Definitely, that's a strong Torval faction nose. You know. Is it
can't say
Torval,
I've
the one
really
with the
looked
lady with the ruff? You know. Doesn't she have a ruff in the pictures?
Oh, Arissa Lavingi Duval.
Could be, or Zemina Torval. No, it's not a Torval nose. It's yeah,
Felicia.
it's the other one.
Not
She looks
Felicia
scary.
Winters.
No, it's not her either.
Felicia
I
Winters,
must have got it completely wrong. Yes, none of them have a big nose. Oh, that's Grom. Okay, well, do we have final scores then that you can put up on screen for us?
Oh, yeah.
Another
that's-
drum roll,
that's what-
please.
I can't read a drum roll.
Oh, Federation's
Naughty Spice and
favourite.
Flossy. John Percy,
Congratulations to
6
Naughty
points
Spice and Flossy.
Well done.
Yay!
Hey, look at that. I didn't even make the leaderboard. Yes.
Somebody put in boobs as their name.
No, it's a make a
each. They may have
Peugeot,
done
isn't
that,
it?
Yeah, it could have been the Peugeot 8008, I suppose.
Yes, they didn't think about that one, or maybe they did. Well,
Terrible car.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vulkarius, for quiz number 2 that we only managed to slightly break.
Yeah, it was a missing thing. Differences between the dev server and the actual server. Grumble. So I've corrected that now so that particular instance won't happen again. Apart from that, it was really just making sure the multiple choice gets cleared on a non-multiple choice question. So.
And enter behaviour, especially for grey.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, I should take that. Yeah, that and also an explicit back. Oh no, it just deletes the background anyway, doesn't it? There's nothing I can do about OBS.
Well, we can do. There is some code. We'll have to swap notes before next time, because there's stuff I did to the websites one to stop it doing transparent websites when we were doing the interaction on Space News. But I'm sure Litho will remember.
I bet it's the difference between a background colour and a background image, in which case I can just do a gradient which has no gradient. So.
Yeah, possibly. Well, look, thank you very much, Vulkarius. And I suppose now we're out of order. So, is it Galnet?
It will be Galnet News Digest next, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And let's thunder into the Galnet News Digest while we go and have a quick pee break. Or we are going to be listening to it, though, just in there, not in here.
Galnet News Update, 22nd of May, 3311. Double-engineered power distributors and vast profits are up for grabs as Alliance Supremos vie for control. Following last week's vote to end the Anti-Xeno Defence Pact with the Sirius Corporation, Councillor Nakato Kane is advocating on an alliance-first trade policy, buying from alliance-based corporations, while Prime Minister Mahan wants to continue the alliance's dependence on external megacorporations like Sirius. Alliance systems have split along these lines, with Kane and Mahan keen to show that their policies will deliver better growth for the economy. As usual with any complex socio-economic problem, it's the headlines that matter, and the trading blocks are competing to see which can acquire the most semiconductors, ceramic composites and synthetic fabrics in the next 2 weeks. As it's a matter of pride and principle, there are significant rewards up for grabs. There's a 55 times multiplier on goods sold as part of the initiative, and anyone taking part on either side will be awarded a set of pre-engineered power distributors with both system and engine-focused modifications. They come in 6A, 4A, 3A and, for the explorers among us, in 4D and 3D sizes too. The distributors come with 45% increased capacity and 40% better recharge rate for both engines and systems, but have 25% less weapons capacity and a 20% poorer recharge rate for weapons, so these modules are unlikely to be favoured for combat. But there's more. Those who choose the winning side in the trade dispute, and who end up in the top 75% of contributors, will be awarded a second complete set of these power distributors. Those pledged to the winning power, regardless of the size of their personal contribution, will also get 40,000 merits and a suitably themed cockpit customization. Traders wishing to help Edmund Mahan can sign up at Bowersox Port in Winiyama, while pilots looking to help Nakato Kane can sign up at the interestingly named Fukadock in the Apura system.
Thank you very much indeed to Commander Wotherspoon. He regurgitates the news, so Flossy doesn't have to. Well, no, it's fine. We get it, because Galnet News is only full of CG news at the moment, and he's digesting the CG news, the Galnet News, which contains the CG news. What we need is extra other news out there in the galaxy that then he can digest to broadcast for us. We love it anyway.
Fake news?
No, his is real news. Ours is fake. No, ours isn't fake. Talking of fake news, no, we don't have fake news. Talking of the next bit, Amelia, are you ready? This one is ready. Weeks in the making, this one, because we did it and then you weren't here, and then we did it and I wasn't here, and then we did it and we all weren't here, but now we're all here, so you can do it. As they say. Right, I haven't lined the pictures up, but I should have done. I'll do them on the fly, Amelia, okay? Just cover for me, all right?
Okie dokie.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully this works.
Fingers crossed.
You are about to listen to Amelia Hawke. She tries all the galaxy's most dangerous rare items, so you don't have to.
This week, I've been sent on a hunt for a rare so rare you can't actually buy any of it. Not unless you have the right kind of contacts. And luckily, since this rarest of rares can be found in Hutton space, I've been given special dispensation to go and try some. Harvested only from narrow geothermal fracture zones on Hishutash, a high metal world in the Wolf 25 system, Sourball pods are the acid-saturated fruiting bodies of a lithophytic extremophile known as Xenopoma multiplex. The name is a bit of a giveaway. I mean, Sourball pods are possibly the sourest, most face-clenching, naturally occurring fruiting bodies in the galaxy. Yes, brave people can take some dried, powdered Sourball pod essence and sprinkle them on their or someone else's bag of wine gums, and then stand back and laugh when someone else tries them. Others, probably on a stag do or as part of some initiation ritual, could possibly challenge people to eat a whole spoonful and then laugh as the unwitting participant's face does an impression of a rather fleshy singularity, collapsing in on itself. But the Sourball pods do have a practical use, a culinary one, used by only a handful of chefs throughout the galaxy. The preparation of Mokajin Beast Feast Tartare. Before we investigate that, the sciencey bit. I'll read from the notes that the science team have given me. These hardy organisms anchor to exposed bedrock and subsist on trace mineral ions and atmospheric carbon dioxide. The fruiting pods emerge briefly during geothermal venting events, lasting no more than 6 hours, and are visible only under spectral UV, due to their naturally non-reflective outer skin. Each pod contains a high-pressure central cavity of carbonated acid gel, suspended within a dense fibrous rind. Harvesters wear insulated gloves and retrieve specimens using non-reactive tools. Pods must be kept chilled and sealed at all times. Spoilage is immediate if exposed to air for more than 20 minutes. The Sourball pod achieves its sourness through an aggressive internal mix of natural edible acids. Citric, malic, and tartaric, common fruit acids, here present in unusually high concentrations. Lactic and acetic, produced via internal fermentation and symbiotic bacteria. Oxalic gives the rind its crystalline grit and mildly abrasive texture. And carbonic, the result of natural CO2 saturation, which provides effervescence. The pod's pulp registers a pH of 1.9, making it one of the most acidic edible substances known in inhabited space. In culinary use, a single drop is sufficient to denature proteins, suppress odors, and neutralize minor bacterial contamination. Okay, now that bit is sorted, I'm excited. As I've been told that the meal I'm tasting is a delicacy like no other. Mokajin Beast Feasts are, as we reported on before, are usually barbecued. They have a unique ability to bring you out in meat sweats just from their smell. Some native cultures swear that the lighting of a Mokajin Beast Feast barbecue is guaranteed to bring on the rainy season. And in fact, has been blamed for some major flooding on worlds when 2 days of sunshine and visiting a delegation from Earth lit 4 at once. But apparently, Mokajin Beast Feast Tartare is the thing. I've arrived at the Hishutash Orbital Experimental Food Chemistry Lab at midday. Inside this experimental space kitchen, everything is covered in medical-grade stainless steel. And I'm met by Chef Grelm, inventor of the dish and expert in the chemistry of Sourball pods. Guides have described his tartare in early reviews as polarizing and memorable. Not exactly the praise I was hoping for. I mean, it's missing words like delicious and spectacular. I mean, but you know me, I'm game for anything. He explains that mokujin meat, while nutritiously dense, suffers from 2 drawbacks. Number 1, a flavor profile reminiscent of oxidized iron and weak old gymware. And 2, a tendency to support bacterial colonies despite flash freezing. I brought Steve along as we're doing a side-by-side taste test. I'm going to try out the Beast Feast tartare with the addition of a Sourball pod essence, while Steve will be trying out the standard tartare method, and we can compare notes. So, my portion. Can be best described as looking at a dodgy raw kebab. The last time I ate something looking like this was after a particularly drunken night out in my younger days. It has, however, been liberally mixed with Sourball pod essence. The smell? Well, it smells slightly sour, sort of lemony. Reminds me slightly of something you'd squirt around the rim. Definitely doesn't smell like the usual meaty, rather gamey flavour. I've taken a little bit on the end of my fork for a taste, and... Oh, wow. Okay, that's sharp. Okay, my facial muscles have gone into spasm, and weirdly, I think I've started drooling. Can someone pass me a napkin? I'm dribbling everywhere. Oh, okay, I think I've got cramp in my tongue. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Okay. That said, this Beast Feast is raw. But with the sauropod, it seems to be edible. And in fact, it's left me with a tingling sensation and an aftertaste that's not all unpleasant. Mildly meaty with vinegar and lemon undertones, and a meat that is so tender. Oh. Okay, Steve, your turn. I should point out that Steve eats anything. I've seen him scrape up something we squished with a landing gear and cook it over a grill once. Okay, he's grabbed the kebab with both hands, added a generous helping of Uchwang chili sauce, and chomped down. What's that? It's chewy. Well, I'm not surprised. Just swallow, you'll be fine. Okay, he's finished the whole thing. Oh my. Okay, Steve, you've got a really strange color. Why are you leaning on the counter like that? Right, he's leaning forward now, sweating profusely. There's a sort of gurgling noise coming from his direction. A very disconcerting gurgling noise. Meanwhile, the tingling from my Beast Feast tartare has settled into a warm glow. I'm quite liking this. Oh, toughen up a little bit, Steve. I saw you eat that pizza I'd left on the side 2 weeks ago. What's that? Your core temperature is fluctuating. Right. Okay. It looks like he's in pain. He's clutching at his middle now and trying to run in low gravity towards the door. Steve, you forgot your mag boots. But right. Okay. I better end it here and call for a medic. This is Amelia Hawke reporting for the Galnet Rares Digest, and I've tried Sourball Pod Beast Feast Tartare, so you don't have to. And you know what? It really works. I'm absolutely fine. Grandma boy, you're going to need to replace that carpet. Probably the tapestry in the hall. No, it won't wash out. No. In fact, we can eject that section of the station entirely. But now, where did I leave Mooncake's worming tablets? I suspect Steve needs them.
On your face when you ate that. Oh my goodness. Oh, scrunching going on. Yeah.
I gotta say, the images of mooncake are getting far more accurate.
That and of you drooling and Steve's pain.
That looks like mooncake right there. Look at that.
Yes.
And yes, there was that much drool.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's how many different kinds of acids were there in there? Your malic and your tartaric and your carbonic and your... My goodness.
You got citric, malic, tartaric, lactic, acetic, oxalic, carbonic.
But it's still sort of safe to eat. I mean, it rendered the Mokujing Beast Feast safe. I mean, the tartar there, you wouldn't want to eat that raw normally, would you, really? I mean, Steve's proof of that,
not.
yeah. And just doing a normal,
no.
Normal tartar. Steve, well, that section's now been ejected, so you're not getting that one back. But yours actually was edible, so it took the raw Mokujing Beast Feast and made it edible.
It wasn't bad at all.
I mean, it's the ultimate preservative for really rancid, strange
really
meat.
Nasty meat.
So when you go to the the local Indian restaurant and they have all the named meats, they've got the chicken and and then they've just got meat.
Mysterious meat.
Yeah, it could be goat. We don't know, but the Mokujing Beast Feast. I can't remember how many different varieties of meat that it is, and most of them are carnivores, which are probably not safe to eat. But this stuff makes it safe.
Carnivore meat is not recommended usually.
No. But well, thank you for trying that, and send our commiserations to the cleaning crew over at Mr. Grelm's kitchen. I think taste testing one that hadn't been treated may have been an error.
It was only Steve. He'll be fine.
Steve will be fine. He bounces back.
Yeah. Not even Mooncake tried this, and Mooncake isn't often the most discerning of, is it edible?
Yeah, the reason he bounces back is because of the low gravity.
Well, also, the cloning.
Yeah, and the cloning. Yeah.
Yes, just delete that one and replace it, will you? I mean, it must admit, Steve does sound a bit like...
I think you'll find her self-deleting.
He's self-defeating. Yes, but I mean, he has tried those pizzas that you leave out, for a week near the engine room where it's warm.
It's not intentional. You know how it goes. You're watching a movie, you have a pizza, you have a few beers, and before you know it, you're asleep on the couch and
drooling.
Yeah. And then the next day, you find Steve munching on your stale pizza.
And Mooncake looking on in disgust. Yes.
Well, in all fairness,
Mooncake too lazy to go to the litter tray.
I was going to say, in all fairness, Mooncake looks on in disgust no matter what you're doing.
Yes, contempt. I think that is not disgust. But well, look, thank you very much, Amelia, for subjecting Steve to that, and I'm glad yours wasn't dangerous in any way. It does remind me. I had to do puppy sitting last Saturday for the sister-in-law's new puppy, and. Sitting in the lounge and throw a ball occasionally out through the double doors out into the garden, and then one time the puppy didn't come back. I thought, oh god, they've moved house, and is there a hole in the fence, and am I going to have to start chasing the puppy down the road? I go out into the garden. No puppy. My dog's there, but no puppy. So I tell my dog, go and find him. And so he runs in the opposite direction. I go around that corner. There's no puppy. Oh no, he's got under the gate or something. This is nightmare territory. And I go around to the side of the house and discover that he's actually a trash panda. And somebody's left a bin bag next to the bin instead of in the bin. And he drags the bin bag to the middle of the lawn. This tiny puppy and huge bin bag. At which point he decides to dismember the bin bag. And start taking things out, including a pot of coleslaw that's been on a hot sunny day for about 3 days.
Oh!
And so I'm trying to rescue stuff out of the puppy's mouth, and so my dog thinks this is a great game. So comes up and then nicks some more stuff from the bin. So I'm then chasing 2 dogs around the garden who are trying to steal from the bin. And every time I take something out of one of them, the other one runs off with something from the bin. As I'm trying to stuff things back into this rapidly disintegrating black bin liner, thinking, okay, well the puppy, is he going to be sick? Is he going to do a Steve? Am I going to have to clone the puppy and just speak to the sister-in-law and say, I know he looks mostly the same. Yeah, it's just he's just grown up a bit or something. Anyway, and eventually managed to rescue everything. At which point I turn around and the puppy has stolen a wicker cane, which is twice as long as he is, and is running around the garden with it in his mouth, running into things, and then bites it in half and decides to eat the cane. As oh my goodness, no, yeah,
that's just puppies.
Yeah. At which point my dog sat down and was just sniggering at him, and yeah. So I've forgotten what brand new puppies were like for eat everything they shouldn't eat. I mean, the silly thing is, he was absolutely fine having eaten 3 day out in the sun coleslaw, but you give him the wrong kind of puppy food and he gets the squits. I mean, go figure. Seriously, go figure. Right. Well, we're coming towards the end of the show, so it is traditional that we go and raid somebody at the end of the show. So just before we do the sort of the goodbyes and everything, let's see if we can find any streamers that are live that might need a few extra Huttonish viewers. Who have we got? Anybody got eyeballs on anybody interesting streaming, or somebody new or different? What have we got? I'm just having a look through. We got any penguins? We got that one. Got that one. Got that one. No, they don't need some more. Who have we got here? We've got an elite noob. Turb. Did anybody else see Turb?
No, I'm still looking at pictures of Amelia drooling.
Right. Okay. Just tell Sandrine to stop sending them over. Yeah.
There's probot _ exobio to Beagle Point. And
how many have they got? Do they need some Hutton love or
5?
5. Could you paste that one in, because I can't see that one on my list at the moment. I can see the weasel or the badger or whatever. No, is it a weasel or a stoat? That was Mr. Face, but Mr. Face doesn't need any. Have you pasted that one in? Let's have a look. What have we got?
There we go.
Probot something. I'm just trying to copy that. Hang on. Oh, it's on the other screen. I need an enter key. He's right, you know. Right. So we'll go and raid this person. Usual rules apply. Be nice. Say for the mug. Be kind to them. They've probably not experienced a Hutton invasion before, unlike the EDF. Other than that, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you to Little Grey, to the Apology Officer, to Flossy, to Lithobreaker, to Amelia, to Vulkarius, to those that sent articles in that we did read, to those that sent articles in that we've saved for next week. No, we haven't forgotten you. Other than that, anybody got anything to add?
For the mug.
No. For the mug.
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 Journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with rail. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. Father Berg, yeah, you know just where I'm coming from. Father Berg, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Father Berg, yeah, you know just where I'm coming from. Father Berg, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
the end of the show.
Everyone's buggered off. Why
Just
don't
why
you
don't you
bugger
bugger
off
off
too?
too?